The following video discusses topics that some may find disturbing or offensive. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello, my lovely duckies, and welcome to the Boneyard. And as always, I am your host, Caster. Oh boy, Ducky, it's been a while since I made an anime video, and I'm so happy to make one again. Don't worry, I'm planning on doing ReZero. I haven't forgot about it. I know a lot of people are like, "Where the hell are you, Caster?" on that. I've been having some technical difficulties. I didn't want to do discussion videos. I wanted to do more. I wanted to do like a live reaction. So anyways, duckies. About what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about some not nice stuff. Some very controversial stuff, and we're going to be talking about something that topics that may upset you. So I'm telling you right now, if the nice way to YouTube censor way to say this is even though this is not made for children, but the nice way to put this is if you don't like let's just say people being violated, if you know what I'm talking about here, or torture or things like that, if stuff like that bothers you, please turn off the video. But if you could, like and subscribe. anyways, but anyways, duckies. Yeah. So okay, we're gonna be talking about a very controversial anime that has been out. At the time of this video, it's I think they're 3 episodes in, and I don't want to do like a whole thing like I did with the ReZero, where I was doing like weekly updates and everything. I might touch back on it at the end of it. But I did want to talk about the show though. So this is the show, of course, is Redo of a Healer. Don't ask me to pronounce his Japanese name. I don't know. I'll have it on the screen here. But it is adapted from a light novel. Of course it is. This kind of stuff, it always is. And it has to do with a fantasy setting. Not necessarily isekai, but it still has that video game mechanics to it, which I in modern Japanese fantasy, I really hate that. It's something it's an old pet peeve for old caster. There is just, I don't know. I like it. I hate when they talk about levels and skills and stuff in modern Japanese fantasy, like it's a RPG. Uh, I don't know. Sometimes it does work, and sometimes I can stand it. Like if it's a Rising of the Shield Hero, I don't mind, and of course things like Sword Art Online, those don't really count because those are video games. But anywho, we're talking about Redo of a Healer, and oh boy, it's a doozy. It's a doozy. So the basic story is the main character, who I can't pronounce his name for the life of me. I'm sorry, but we'll just call him the Healer from now on. Um, I'm gonna say this right now. He is the protagonist, but he's not the hero of the story. No. Um. So just to jump quick into the controversy here. So basically, the story is about this guy who's a healer. He turns 14. I think it's 14 or 15. And he gets some kind of mark that says he's a chosen adventurer or whatever, and he gets picked up by this princess to go on a quest, become healer, beat the demon lord, that kind of classic Japanese fantasy fanfare. Anywho, so anyways, but apparently with his power of healing, he has the ability to basically siphon a little bit of somebody, their memories and powers. So he's almost like Rogue from the X-Men in a sense. They don't seem to really notice it either when he does it. It's kind of an OP power if you ask me. So he heals some people and some really bad people. It sees all the nasty, evil things they've done, and it drives him crazy. And he tells the princess, I don't think I can do this, because it's just, oh man, it's so crazy. Well, then she shows her true colors, and basically for the next 4 years, her and her party just basically just treat him like a piece of meat. They torture him. They do things against his will, both male and female. That doesn't make it better. I'm just saying, but it was just like it didn't matter. Women, men, they could do whatever they wanted to him. Uh, and to make him compliant, they would drug him. They make him completely dependent on these drugs, and it was just really sickening, to see all this. And but anyways, so he ends up getting drug resistance, and which that would be great in real life. And he has his right mind. Takes something from the demon lord to like he betrays his party, which I mean, really, not really betrayed him. Um, but he ends up defeating the demon lord by using his healing powers, and he gets this artifact from her, which the demon lords are female, and ends up using this artifact. I'm not really sure what it was to heal the world, basically to redo everything over. And so he erases everything from the past 4 years, and basically Thanos snaps everything back to what it was 4 years ago. This time he's prepared for what's going to happen. Like for instance, he goes and gets eats a bunch of mushrooms that are like narcotic, and gets his drug resistance really early. But see, the thing here, and this is what gets me, like this is all basically just a big revenge story. He that's what it is. It's just now he's going to get his revenge because he knows what's coming. And I felt like he could do it a lot better because he puts himself in that situation again. Where he's being abused and tortured and everything, and he's waiting for the right moment to exact his revenge. But I felt like he could just avoid it altogether or do it a lot better, where he didn't require him getting violated again. But anyways, so he eventually does. He eventually does get his revenge, and boy, that's where the controversy was because it was in the second episode. And I will say this anime, if you're watching the uncensored version like I did, they don't hold back. It's very very on the line of a shimentai, to quote to quote Ducks Taku. Yeah, but there is nudity. There's a lot of gore. It is just, oh my god, it's I think it's the shock value that's what gets you. So, anyways, he gets his revenge on the Princess Flare, and basically everything that she did to him, he does to her. Use your imagination. Um, the one thing that I really, oh man, it was like he was breaking her fingers one by one. And then when they got done with it, he healed her all over again just to break her fingers again. I was like, oh, God. Oh, I don't know. Like, Ocaster, I could stand some gore, but I don't know. Breaking bones and fingers and stuff gives me the heebie-jeebies. Oh, man. And, that's really bad. Oh, but, yeah, so, he basically, uh, he so he ends up kidnapping the princess and faking his own death, I guess. Like he had it to where like he used his healing powers to somehow change his face and her face and change the face of like the captain of the guard to look like him, so that so basically it was like the captain of the guard killed her, or did so, because her bodyguards are instantly dispatched. And that's another thing too. Because he's healed like a number of swordsmen. He's learned swordsman techniques. He's learned alchemy. It's just all these skills he's acquiring without their knowledge. You know, they have no real true knowing of his abilities. So basically, he just fakes his own death and everything. And so they think, he's in the dungeon, and that the captain of the guard has murdered the princess. But no, he makes off with her, changes her face, and wipes her memories, and he keeps her around as some sort, like he says it, like assistant, but she's for all intents and purposes a slave. Um, and this is where like we get into a lot of stuff here because like one could say that she deserved everything that happened to her, and you know it's like it's like do you lose yourself because of your revenge? Because yes, he did the stuff that they did to him, so you think, well, it's only fair, but then at the end it's like, but you're losing yourself at the same time. uh because as we see on later on, he starts doing things that are not very noble, and that have nothing to do, that I know of, that had nothing to do with her revenge. But it's like, it, I think we're seeing how he becomes a villain. Um, because like because at this point, okay, as soon as he changes her face and completely wipes her memory, at that point, she's an innocent person at that point because she's basically a brand new person at that point. And that's what he does. He lies to her and says that she's basically his assistant, but he's basically his side piece. And he keeps having sex with her. And I mean, there's more you know morality there. You know, moral questions at that point. And it's like, I get it, but at the same time, do you really lose yourself to your revenge? Do you it's one thing to get revenge, but it's one thing to become the thing that you hated. And I think that's what it is. I believe there's other ways he could have got even without stooping to their level, basically. Um, but when you're in that situation, I guess you don't think like that. Um, I mean, but yeah, like at this point, like it seems like he just wants to keep punishing her. But like I said, but at this point, she's effectively dead. Now this is a brand new person that you're messing with. And some of the things he does that are like kind of shady is that he goes to a town that they're they're suffering from a disease. He ends up making it, and then making the cure, and then sells it. But it's not like, I'm going to give it away. He's like, I want to make money from it. And which not inherently bad, but he's kind of using the fact that he's going through a merchant, so that the less people know about it, the less hassle he has to deal with, people trying to kill him and everything, and which I guess is smart, but at the same time, it's all self-serving. That's the thing. It's not out of, um, it's no altruism, you know. Um, and then he ends up buying a slave. I don't know if that's because of something that happened, if he knew her from like a previous life or whatever, but he goes and get a slave, and she's this beast girl, and you know the slave guy says that that she's probably doesn't have long. She's a they're in the a section of the slave quarters where like the sick are at, and apparently she's too wild. So he says to her that you have like some revenge in your heart. Come with me and I can give you your revenge. And so she goes with him, and like I said, it's not out of some kind of altruism when he does this. This is all self-serving, and it's like I mean, like I said, I think we're seeing how he becomes like the villain, you know, because he's proving himself to be somewhat no better than what they did. I mean, he's not really, he hasn't really tortured or something, or violated anybody um, since then. You could make the argument with the Princess Flair, the what her new personality. Uh, but you can make that argument. But I mean, she is consenting, you know. But you could say, well, she doesn't know what she's doing. But like I said, that person is completely gone, and this is a new person. So, you know. But so he still has a ways to go. There's still a few people that he that treated him really bad in the party, and he wants to get revenge on them. And that's where we leave off, is him, preparing for that. Should you watch this? If you have a problem with anything that I've said before, the content, no, don't watch it. And believe me, I understand. It's not for everybody. I liked it, but it wasn't like I wasn't disturbed, watching it. There was the parts where I was just like, holy shit. I was just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It's just like, it's just, wow, holy crap and a pita. Yeah, so I'm just interested. I want to see where the story goes. But believe me, I don't endorse anything that happens in this story whatsoever. Oh boy. But yeah, it's kind of like watching something like Berserk, or reading Berserk, you know. Oh man. But a lot of people have gotten upset about this, and to me, it's like, well, don't watch it. Yeah, it's got some bad stuff in it. Yeah, but it's not the first thing to have bad stuff in it like that. So just don't watch it. Just leave it alone. Um, honestly, it wasn't until like I started hearing more of the controversy that I even knew about it. Needless to say, where can you watch it? You're not watching it on Funimation or Crunchyroll. I'll tell you that right now. I don't know any. I don't know any distributor outside of Japan that has this. Yeah, so the only way that you're going to be able to watch this is through certain methods that I don't really want to say, but alternative streaming methods. Let's just say that. Um, yeah, so so Caster's not telling you to do something. So don't be like, oh well, Caster told me to go watch this on this website. It's like, no, I'm not telling you to do anything. But yeah, so like I said, I'm interested to see where this goes. And like I said, just because he is the protagonist does not mean that he is the hero. Because the protagonist is the role of the reactionary. Not the person who causes the reaction. That's what the antagonist is. Antagonist is pretty much the one who gets the story started and causes the protagonist to leap into action. So yeah, so that's it's not necessarily the hero, but like I said, I do like it. I do like it, but yeah, it's not for everybody, like I said. So, anyways, Duckies, you know, I want to do, like I said, I want to do some ReZero videos. I want to do like a reaction instead of like a discussion. And hopefully we can get that going. I'm having a bit of technical difficulties on that. But anyways, Duckies, so don't want to make this a series. I just want to do like my initial thoughts on this show. And yeah, so again, if this stuff bothers you, believe me, I don't have any. I don't think any less of you. I completely understand. There was one thing, like there was a guy on Reddit who was talking about like, he's like, well, I don't see why everybody has a problem with this. He's like, I found it funny when he was getting his revenge. And I was just like, that kind of tells me a lot about you. You know, stay away from you, buddy. Because he said, they said, I was actually laughing about it. And I'm like, like I said, that's different. Some people are just like, well, they deserved it. And then other people are like, yeah, but, that's kind of going too far. Or, you're kind of stooping to what they did. But anyways, Duckies, I'm kind of repeating myself here. So, anyways, Duckies, like and subscribe for more content. Happy to make these anime videos, and I plan on making a little bit more. I'd like to get around to making some more mod videos, hopefully pretty soon. And of course, retro roundups, whenever I can get the money to buy and buy some stuff for you, Duckies. So anyways, stay safe and be good to each other.